a cross-stitch piece that is, I have no idea. I think it was a pattern my mom got from a kit somewhere. Um, the base of the kit, I think she started it in 93, 94. And so she had done this part of the top and the wings. Those are my dogs outside barking, sorry about that. And it's in a plastic frame, so there's glare. I apologize for the glare. But this is Revelations 21:5 was the theme of my mother's service when she died. My sister had done the homily, and my mother wanted the theme for her funeral homily. She told my sister that she wanted the passage, "Behold, I make all things new," as the focus of her funeral, which was quite beautiful. Hi Flosstube, my name is Campbell. For those of you just joining us, this is Stitch Therapy, and welcome. Today is May 28th, it's a Wednesday. I have not posted in a while. Thank you to everybody for the kind. I got about 10 responses from the Eden video that you guys felt strongly enough about it to send me a note or make a comment, and I'm really grateful that you did that. Thank you so much. And for everybody who liked the video and everybody who's subscribing, thank you very much for subscribing to my channel, and that you find something of value here on Stitch Therapy. For those of you who are brand new, this is a YouTube channel that deals with cross stitch and all things thrifting and some crafty weird stuff thrown in there. So you never know what you're going to get on Stitch Therapy, but I do like to share what's going on. And for those of you that have been with me from the very beginning, you've gotten to know Tinker and Taki and Smudge, and you know, seen my backyard and what I do, and yeah, and traveled with me through the Stitchy room renovation and all that stuff. So welcome, 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 welcome. I'm very glad you're here with me. There's no place I would rather be in this moment than making a video with you today. I do have, for those of you that know my animals, Taki is sitting here right with me. I'll give you a little peek. I know that many of you are Taki fans. There he is. He's sitting right with me today. Our household is a little sad, so if it seems like Taki's a little sad today, the reason is because at 2 in the morning, my sweet Smudge, who was 13 years old, died in her sleep. And so I have taken the day off work because I can't really function as a therapist today. And I had a dear friend take me to the vet with her body this afternoon, and she was cared for by the same vet tech since she was 3 months old. And that vet tech was there and was able to cry with me and give me a hug. I donated the rest of her thyroid medication to the other kitties in the region around Scottsville, who maybe people are financially strapped or something and can't really afford, you know, the thyroid medication off of Chewy. So I donated the rest of the meds to them. And there's also a charity out in the valley called Critter Caretakers or Critter Creatures, and when I was at the vet I saw a box that said donating cans and food. So when I take Tinker and Taki for their double checkup, I tend to take them in at the same time every year for their annual checkups and their shots. So when I go back, I'm going to take all of Smudgy's food and her food and her stuff, and I'll donate that food too. I can tell you that losing her at 13 was a shock. I thought I had many more years with her, especially after we had gotten her thyroid levels. I thought we're getting better. For any of you who have lost an animal that you feel like before it's time, we just never know. We don't know when it's time for them. And one thing I can say is that there was absolutely no indication. She had a little bit of panting last night when I got home from work. I thought she might have had something stuck in her throat. She was sort of, and sometimes she does that right before she pulls up a fur ball. And I sort of followed her around the basement and was like, buddy, what's up? You don't want to eat? What's going on? And she kind of wandered around the basement, and I held her for a while, and she was like, and I said, okay, I'll put you down. Maybe you've got something. I checked her throat. There was nothing in her throat. And then she kind of hopped up the stairs and knew it was, so we have this pattern at dinner. I feed Smudge, and then I go upstairs with Smudge, and she watches the dogs eat their food, and then she sort of sits by their bowl and then licks the water out of their bowl. Well, she hopped up the stairs, and I thought, well, I guess she's got a fur ball. And we did the ritual. She sat by the dog bowls. She watched them eat. She didn't drink any water. But then she went downstairs again, and I thought, well, okay, maybe she's going down to eat herself. She came back up later in the evening, and there was no heavy panting, no gag reflex or anything. There was nothing going on. She was sitting on the grate underneath the hutch in the living room where she likes to sit. I sat next to her. I scratched her ear. She seemed fine. She was like, yep, I'm okay. I said, do you want to come out and play? Nope, I'm okay. So I picked her up. I gave her a little cuddle. I gave her a kiss and said, all right, baby, good night. Let the dogs out for the evening and then put them to bed. And she was in her spot where she liked to be. So I said, good night, sweet pea. And in the mornings, I have a baby grate that covers my door so that she doesn't get in because she'll jump all over the bed and wake me up in the morning. So I went out at 2 a.m. to take a pee, and I noticed that she was in front of the baby grate, and I was like, Smudgy, what's up? It's not morning. What's going on? She usually sleeps in a chair in the living room. And I said, what's up, babe? And then I noticed she wasn't breathing. And I think it was just really fast and really peaceful. And I talked to Sarah on the phone today, and I have a friend, like I said, who took me to the vet and the vet tech. I've been surrounded by lots of people who care for me. The few people that really were able to reach out today, it's been amazing to have just, you only need 4 or 5 close friends to be able to walk you through something like this and to comfort you through. And I am very blessed that I have lots of really good people who understand me. All the people at work who, from the admins to my boss to other therapists who totally get it, that like something like this happens and you can't function as a therapist. You just have to take care of yourself on that day. And that's what I did today. And part of that taking care of myself is showing up and continuing to stay busy and to be of service to others, and also to spread joy. Because if one thing Smudgy was a joyful cat, man. She loved traveling to the beach in South Carolina. She loved our house at Polly's. She loved messing with Tinker and Taki. She loved trying to get out of the house and run around the yard. She loved, there was a cherry blossom tree that she climbed when I was renting a house in Scottsville. She'd sit on the window ledge when she'd get out on the porch. She loved to, she purred like a motorboat, she was my sweet banana. And I have sung this song before for you guys, but I'm going to sing it in her honor before we move on to cross stitch. I promise we're going to get to the cross stitch part and my whips, because I promised you whips last time. So here's the song I wrote for Smudge. Smudgy Pudge Pudge was the cat that came to my house. Smudgy Pudge Pudge came inside and said, you're the one I choose to be my mommy. So give me a bath, get rid of the fleas, give me some food and a litter box, please. Smudgy Pudge Pudge was the cat that came to my house. She came to my house. She walked right in. I gave her a bath and she gave me a grin. Smudge Pudge Pudge was the cat that came to my house. My house. Okay, not tone perfect, but that was the song I sang to her at 2 in the morning as I held her when I was sort of petting her. And Sarah told me, don't be surprised if her little phantom kittiness doesn't show up. I would love to see a phantom kitty around the house. She took good care of me, and I hope I took good care of you. So for any of you who might be grieving the loss of an animal today, I am with you in spirit, and I send you lots of loving kindness. It's, I think sometimes it's hard to lose an animal than it is to lose a human in our lives, sometimes because they're nothing but unconditional love. And so for that, I am grateful. And thanks for letting me share that with you right up front. I have been busy with various cross-stitch projects, so transitioning into some craft and cross-stitch, which I'm happy to do. I've been doing several whips, right? So I took Eden to the framers, and that should be back in July sometime, so I will show you the full frame that I chose for Eden, and I'm getting it professionally done by a woman at Cross Stitch Station here in Waynesboro, Virginia, and I will tell you more about her when I go to pick up Eden. I'll do a little video of the pickup, and then I'll show you that, of course, when I get that back. So I took that to the framer, and then I came home, and I have whips already going, right? Like I have a long dog whip, I have the little gnome band whip, I have the Halloween skullcat whip, I have, that you guys have seen, right? You've seen these. And I have the, my one stamped canvas whip of the Van Gogh coffee cup whip. I have those already, right? So why do I need to, and I have the back stitching left to do on the sunflower whip. Yeah, why do I need to start new whips? Well, I did. I started a new whip, and I had a finish of a whip, well, half a finish. It's not a fully finish, but it is, the basic stitching is done, and it's called the Goose, and I'll put it here. I'm giving myself a signal here to put in the video of the goose. Yeah, so that's the Goose, and I will be fully finishing that and giving that to somebody at work. Shh, don't tell, it's a present for somebody at work. Shh. So that's the Goose. The other thing I wanted to show you was I started this fantastic pattern, and the person at work who knows that she's getting this for her wall, because she actually saw the pattern and she went, oh, I love that. So I started it for her. Oh, wait, no, it's not here. It's downstairs. This is sunflower. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, this is the sunflower whip. Do you guys remember this? Let me put something in the back here so you can see. Do you guys remember this? Yes? So I have not made any progress on the back stitch of this. So it's 4 different colors of back stitch here. Whoop. So you can see there's 2 colors of, oh, come on, Campbell, learn how to use the camera. So there's 2 little colors of, you can see there's 3 or 4 different colors of thread in the back stitch, okay? And there's a lot of leaves. Oh, there's a lot of leaves to do. Oh, look at all the back stitch, guys. Ah, it's a lot of back stitch. So eventually, right? It shall happen in its time. In all things, there is a season, and there is a season for backstitching. And I do love to backstitch, but it just takes a while. So there's that one. Let's see. I also have this one, which you haven't seen this one, I don't think. Golly, I've talked about it, but I haven't shown it. This is, and if I have, I apologize, but this has been my office stitch for a really long time. This is called Van Gogh Coffee Cup. And I don't know if you've seen this on I think I got, it's a Chinese pattern, stamped pattern, which means the kit comes with its own floss, which it's not DMC. It's kind of a thin cottony kind of thing, but it does come on an 18 count stamped canvas, which looks like this. And this is in a Nurge frame. Oh, it's upside down. Sorry. This is a Nurge frame. It is 18 count, and as you can see, each color is stamped in here, and the colors palette is here on the side. They say they're DMC colors, I don't know, but each color is numbered, and then you get the pattern, and I'm doing it 2/1 on 18 count, and that's kind of where I am with it. It goes pretty quickly when I do it. Isn't that the truth? With every whip, when I do it, it goes really well. It goes really quickly. And it has been my office stitch for like lunch, and when I have a cancellation or something, I've been doing this pattern for quite a while. So I really enjoy that one. I do have a little bit of progress on the Halloween cat I can show you. And then I want to show you this new pattern that I started, that I've made significant progress with. I'm not going to bother bringing out the temperature chart because I haven't made any progress. I keep putting the highs and lows of the temperature on the Excel spreadsheet, but I haven't done any since March, the beginning of March. It's like I did January and February on the temperature on the temperature one whip, and I haven't done any more. So I'm not going to bore you with that because I really have kind of let that one go. I'm going to run downstairs and I'm going to get my other whips, and I also wanted to show you progress on a new one, some new ideas, some new excitement things. Let me stop and I'll come right back. Hi, back. I'm back. So I wanted to show you a little bit more of my progress on Skull Cat. So this is on an 18 count blue Ada. And I made progress on the neck, as you can see the two flowers at the bottom. I just love this pattern a lot. It takes me a lot of time to do it, but I do it very slowly. This is the section that I got done here, and as I go, I'm doing back stitch as I go on this because I just love the way it looks when I get a section done. So I am now on the neck. Most of the body is blue, and then these are black and gray, well actually 3 different shades of gray and white on the skull, like the skeleton. So there's a whole skeleton throughout the cat in the pattern. This is from a 2023, I believe it was, Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition. It is under the title of Spooky Creatures, and it is, design is by Perry A. Haddy of Stitchoria. Now I tried to look up Stitchoria recently and I haven't been able to find them, but this pattern is it's from Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition, and it's called Sugar Skull Cat, done on 18 count. I am using a 28 count needle, and I'm using all of the called for DMC floss. And there are, I don't know, I'd say 3 dozen colors in this pattern. So there it is. That's the progress on Sugar Skull Cat. Yay! So there's that. That feels good to have made a bit of progress on that. That does feel good to make some progress on that. The new whip that I didn't need to start, but I did. I showed a picture of it to a friend at work, and Hilton said, "Oh, I love that so much. Oh, it's fantastic. I love it." So I will pull out the colors so you can see all the beautiful colors and the pattern. And this is it. It's called Garden of Thoughts. I got this on Etsy, and I think it was on sale for $3 and something. It is a lovely little pattern. I'm doing it on 18 count, I don't know, dirty, there's a name for this 18 count Aida. It's the brown with the, it's like a paperback, it's kind of, I don't know what it's called, guys, I'm sorry. I had it written down and I don't see my notes. Anyway, this is the picture. Isn't she cute? She kind of reminds me of me a little bit. I think that's why my therapist friend wants this in her office, because it's kind of how I am at work a little bit. If you're sitting across from me in my office, you'll see me going, wow, no. Wow, tell me more about that. Anyway, so this is my progress on this pattern. Again, this is an 18 count. Oh, there it is. With, of course, the Snoopy needle minder up here at the top, because I'm a Snoopy fanatic. So this is on 18 count, oh, what's it called? Brown something fabric. I love 18 count Aida, so that's what this is. And this is on a Nerge frame. And I'm using a 28 count needle and the called for DMC. Speaking of which, the called for DMC is this. Isn't that gorgeous? Not too many. I think there's 25 and on each side, and it's like, I think it's like 43 colors, maybe. Isn't it beautiful though? This is just, I love putting the symbols. I will blow up the symbols in color and I'll put them on here. For those of you who have never used one of these floss racks, I'm calling them floss racks. I don't know what other people call them. So what I do is I blow it up on sticky paper, like those full sheets of sticky paper that you can get for labels and stuff, and you just get one solid. You can buy like 100 full sticky sheets for, I think, $10 on Amazon. It's not high quality stuff, but I don't need it to be, because what I'm doing is I'm just blowing up the picture on a regular piece of colored, you know, printed out colored. Then I'll put it all on, because sometimes the rows of symbols goes a long time. So then I'll put it on my printer, my color printer, and I will put a sticky sheet in there, and then I just blow it up and I cut out each one of them in here to size, and then I cover it with a plastic, like just, I cover it with just a, I'll stick them on the squares that are already given, and then I'll cover it with like a little, just regular tape, you know, that just go all the way down so that they don't fall off. And then I just slide them back in. And so when you slide them in, each symbol is for each color, right there. So I literally go from pattern to floss, pattern to floss. I don't have to look up the numbers every time. Anyway, that might have seemed very elementary, but some people may not know about these wonderful things that we have in cross stitch now that we can use, that is really a time saver. It really is a time saver. The setup of my patterns is a lot. It takes me about a day to set up a new whip, but when I have it all set up, it's so quick. I don't have to go back and find the bobbin and blah, blah, blah. I did with the duck, I have to admit, because I had the duck on, as you saw, I had the duck on the ring with the, because it was just a few colors and it was a quick whip, and I just stuck them on the ring and did it in like a week. The duck, that literally took like 4 days to stitch. It was a no biggie. And then, as I say, I'm going to put some words on it, and I'm going to give it, do a fully finish, which I'll show you when I get it done. And I'll give it to my friend at work. But that is called Garden of Thoughts. I have renamed it Wacky Therapist Girl, because I just think it's funny. Yeah, and I was gonna put like on the top, I was gonna put, I'm fine, everything's fine, don't worry, everything's fine. But I decided not to do any words. I'm just gonna do it as is and frame it for my friend and give it to her at work. So yeah, crazy start on all these whips, right? Let's look at the Ort box. See the progress for the 2025 Ort box. Remember this, guys? I told you I'd be checking in. So far, so good. Whoop, that's a lot. Look at that. So we're right there. 2025 Ort box. Yay, we're working it down. We're getting it. Another thing that has been very, very exciting for me recently is I started dyeing fabric. So I have, oh no, I need to tell you about the beginning of Soul and Intellect. I restarted Soul and Intellect, you guys. So before I start the fabric dye, here's a little video montage of my progress on page 1. I don't know how many pages there are, but page 1, it is being stitched on 22 count. It's an even weave. Hang on, let me think. I'll put what I'm stitching it. I'll put what I'm stitching. It's 22 count. I'll put it up here in the video. And I'm doing it with a 28 count needle, or 28 needle, called for DMCs. And this is a pattern that was designed by an artist in New Zealand for creative creations. I'll put all that information in the video up here. Zip. Okay. All right, guys, so my new favorite thing in the world is Rit dye. And I have my 4 colors here. All right. The whip I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time starting today is, as you know, Steampunk Cat Daddy. And here's a picture of the whip of the picture. Here's a picture of Steampunk and the floss colors. And the fabric that I dyed for it, I dyed 2 pieces of fabric, both 18 count Aida, that I ordered from Amazon. And they were large 40 by 60 inch pieces of 18 count Aida. And I soaked them in hot water, and then one of them, I took some leftover tea that had been sitting in a crock pot. I have these, an upstairs kettle pot that I make tea with 4 bags, and then it just sits there and gets warm, and then I turn the percolator off and it just sits there and gets thick. And sometimes I really like old stale tea. I throw ice in it and, you know, whatever. Anyway, I didn't this time. I was taking it downstairs to dump it out, and I thought, wait a minute, maybe I should do a tea dye. I remember watching Sarah, the Northwood Stitcher, do a tea dye, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll try that. So I soaked the first piece of 40 by 60 Aida. I put it in my crock pot, the old crock pot that you guys saw me do a drawing out of many years ago, like probably 2 years ago now. And anyway, so I put it in there, and then I poured the rest of that tea after putting it in the microwave and getting it warm. I put the rest of the tea on top of it, scrunched up in there, and just let it sit, and put the 4 tea bags in there too, because I thought, why not? Just put some tea bags in there. And this is the result. This is the video of the result, and I think some of the patterns are really great, and I will be quiet so you can hear my commentary on this. Looking at clouds, you know, when you, ooh, look at that, like this is like somebody stretched out. Woo, jumping, like somebody jumping off a cliff, woo, or something. I don't know, what do you see? A butterfly? What do you guys see when you see that? So looking at the pattern as it came out when it was drying, it was so cool. It was like, oh, I wonder what, you know, what do I see? You know, when when I'm looking at all that, I'm fascinated by this whole fabric dyeing thing. The next video is going to show you the result of the 18 count dyeing that I did in the same crock pot with the RIT dye. Now what I did with this one is I hope you're watching the video as I'm doing this. It's 18 count Ada. What I did was I soaked it in warm water, I scrunched it up, I put it into my my baking my baking dish, which is I use this bowl for mixing my henna hair dye that I do for my hair. And so I thought, well, that's all right, it's clean, it's ready for another type of dye. So I put a cup and a half of hot water with half a teaspoon of sugar, and then I put a new RIT dye color, which is new on the market. It's charcoal gray. Isn't that great? So you don't have to mix all the different colors, because what I had done is I had bought blues. I bought synthetic, I bought royal purple, I bought a blue, and I bought a graphite. And I was going to mix them together and see if I could make gray. But instead, I looked on Amazon. It's like, oh, for $9 I can get 2 ounces of the actual gray that I want. So I did. I mixed it up and I put it in the hot water. I poured it onto the scrunched up fabric in the pot, and I baked it in the oven for 30 minutes at 350. I know it sounds crazy, right? I took a shower. I came back when it was at 350 for about, you want to come up, Taki? Okay, hang on. Come on up. Taki's going to come up and join us here. There he is. Yep. There's the talkster. Hello, Karen's going to be happy that you made an appearance here. Here, you want to say hi to Karen? Yes. Yes, there it is. Okay, so, and baked it for a half an hour, and then took it out and let it cool down in the oven in its own heat. Then I just washed it with some Dawn dishwashing liquid, hand Dawn liquid. It was like forest flavor or something, I don't know. It didn't matter. It just rinsed out beautifully. And then I hung it in the bathroom, and as you're seeing in this video, this is what happened. It looks beautiful. It's like marbleized and all these cool things, and there's like a swish in the middle, which is going to get covered up by the Steampunk Cat Daddy pattern, but that's okay, because I think the edges are going to be beautiful. The pattern itself has a black background when you look at the picture of it, but the pattern doesn't. The pattern just has these ridgy edges. Oh my, Taki is like yawning and talking. My talking Taki. So that's the video of the dye. He's really not gonna settle today. Come on up. Okay. He's like up and down and in and out of my lady's chamber today. Come on up. Come on, if you want to come up, sit down. Excuse us while we get settled. I'm going to put Wacky Girl away. I should find out the name of that Ada fabric. Okay, are you settled now? It's a hard day without Smudge in the house. I think Tinker and Taki are kind of starting to notice that she's not around. I did actually show them. This might have been like, ew, gross. But so Smudgy's body was in a box, right? So overnight. So before my friend Tracy came and got me to drive to the vet, I did actually put the box down on the floor, and he came up and looked at it and sniffed at it and kind of went, and walked away because it didn't smell like her. I guess his sister smelled different in death than she did in life. And Tinker was very sweet to me this morning when I was crying, and sat with me in the kitchen, and after I had put her body in a box, and Tinker and I had like a really kind of gentle moment in the morning, and then Tinker went to sleep with me, and we took a nap before Tracy came together. So I think it's, you know, we're not at full steam here in the house today, but anyway, as I say, enough said. So this is the charcoal gray. I encourage you to check it out. It's very easy. I had seen a lot of YouTubers doing fancy dyes and all this stuff with different colors. It's pretty easy. Here is another one I got, which I'm excited to start working with sapphire blue. This is a royal purple, which that's going to be pretty cool. And then, as I say, I did get the graphite. So I was looking for different shades. And those are the four that I like. These are kind of my jam. I like dark mixed color palettes. I like blues, purples, grays, blacks. So I was going to do that. So with the tea dye fabric, as you saw, I chose not to do steampunk on that. Oh, Laguna. That's the name of it. 22 count Laguna. Yes. That tea dye is not done. I fibbed just now. It's not done on an 18 count. It's done on a 22 count Laguna. I hope I said that in the video. Anyway, so I have some patterns. I want to show you some sampler patterns that I'd like to show you. And if you could give me an idea in the comments below, if you could tell me which one you think would look really good on that Laguna, on that tea dyed 22 count Laguna even weave. There is this one that I got off of Etsy. I'm not worried about showing it to you. There's no picture. I'm going to show it really briefly. I'm not worried about it because other people, even on Etsy, it's showing the pattern. It shows you the picture and then the pattern. So I'm not going to worry about it. It was like a $2 pattern. If somebody's upset about me showing you this picture real quick, sorry. Okay. This is a Fox in the Woods. I was going to do that all one color. And it is only I could do a lot of these different ones on that same Laguna. I would do 2/1 called for DMC. There's only 5 or 6 colors here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors and some no back stitching. So that's Fox in the Woods. And there's some like little kind of snow flaky colors in the background of this, but it's basically a really quick one. So that's 1. Okay, let's call that pattern 1 to choose from. Pattern 2 to choose from is a thrift shop find. Now I got this one for, I don't know, $1 at a thrift shop in Afton Mountain. There are a couple thrift shops that I go to over the mountain when I travel around. And this one, the Stewart Band Sampler, Beside the Hearth. The date of this is 2000. This was done in 2000. Ooh. See, I think that would look absolutely delicious on the 22 count Laguna tea dye fabric. It's not giving me, I think it's kind of shining out. I'm not sure why that's... Hello, dude. Anyway, I hope you're getting a sense of that. It's very, very pretty. Oh, there it is. Oh, beautiful, right? All those different, yeah. The size of this one is, let me see. It says 211 stitches high, 85 wide, so not bad. Finished design is 15 by 6 when stitched 2/over on 30 count linen. So it might be a little bit bigger on the 22 count 2/1, but it only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 colors. There are silks. I could do Soldalgar, is that how you say those threads? I could do the silks, but I don't have any in stock, so I think I'm just going to do DMC, called for, on that 22. So that would be this one. We'll call this sampler 2, Stewart Band Sampler 2. So Stewart number 2, and you get to vote. I'll see which one I start on. This is called the Wren's Nest Sampler. It's a Rosewood Manor, designed by Karen Kluba, and I think many people know this one. And I have to admit, I am intimidated by this. I have never done a sampler. I've never done a sampler before. So this would be a 2/1 on that tea dye. But I also really like the colors. I think they would pop pretty well. Even some of the softer colors that you can't really see on this fabric, which I don't know what fabric they're using on here. This is a 2025 pattern, and I will let you know what they are saying. It is, chart is divided into 2 inch to 3 inch down, 2 inch to over top, left hand. Okay. They are saying 1 strand of floss over 4 threads of linen. Algerian eyelet. Oh, there's eyelets in here. Whoa, okay. Yikes. 32 count cream linen. 32 count cream linen is what they are using, which I do have some of that in stock. So, but I am intimidated because I haven't stitched on linen in a long, long time, not since I was very small. So it says on 32 count, it is 157 by 189 stitches. Add 2 to 3 inches on all 4 sides for framing. Very good. It doesn't tell me what the finished size is. So I don't know what it would be on 22, but that's also an idea to think about for 22 count Laguna. Number 3, Wren's Nest. This pattern I really do adore. This is also by Karen Kluba. It is also a 2020, no, it's a 2017. And I do adore this pattern. I got it specifically because I saw somebody doing it on one of the Flosstubes, or somebody was selling it, and I just adored it, and it was sold out and on the Facebook page or something, but I got it from Sarah's Stitchy Stash. She had an extra one, and so I got it. It's called Merlin's Tulips, Rosewood Manor. This one is being done on a white linen. It looks like a white or a cream. 195 by 198 on 32 count antique white linen. That's what they stitched it on here. I'm wondering if it would look good on a tea dye. Maybe not. Now that I look at it again, maybe it does need to be on a white background for those tulips. I might. Anyway, but if you think it would, vote for it. If you think it would look good, vote for it. So those are the 4 patterns that I would like you to choose for me. Which one is going to be the tea dye? And I could probably get 2 patterns out of that large 40 by 60. I'm sure I could get 2 framed pieces or pillows or something out of that. So let me know what you think, and I will come back to you with the results. Do put a comment down below. If you have stitched these, what's your experience with them? How long did it take you? What count fabric did you use? Did you use silks or did you use called for DMC? I mean, they both have DMC available. That's why I kind of like Karen Kluba. She gives you the silks, but she also gives you the DMC as well. Let's see. Actually, Merlin's Tulips doesn't, it says WDW. What is that? I don't know what WDW is, guys. Can somebody tell me in the comments down below, what does WDW mean? I'm sorry, I'm not very educated about different types of thread outside DMC. So, or silks. Maybe that's a silk. If you know, could you please let me know? I'm sure I haven't read the pattern properly and I don't know what I'm talking about here, but if you could, if you could let me know, I'm happy to learn. Please just tell me. Like I can. Oh, Weeks Dye Works. Duh. I opened it up and looked at it, and it said Weeks Dye Works. WDW. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. No need to comment. I figured it out right in front of you. Ta-da! And you were there. I figured it out. Yes, that's kind of how I roll, guys. I don't pretend to know things about samplers. I'm not an expert stitcher. I'm not, I don't do a lot of research around things like Jackie, the Comfort Stitcher, does. I don't have tons of like fancy floss. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to expand my horizons beyond full coverage DMC floss, 18 count. So I'm trying to expand my horizons and do a little bit different things. So if you could help me with these and choose which one you think would be good on that tea dye fabric, let me know. Okay, I have a few other things that I wanted to show you that I just got in Happy Stash that I bought. This is from, this is a stitch guide that came from England, UK, for Pink's Press in association with the Cross Stitch Guild. Now, I can't even tell you how I know about the Cross Stitch Guild in England. It's one of those things that I Google articles about cross stitch, and I do it in the UK. I Google on the New Zealand Google or Pan Asia Google. I Google in the UK, and I Google in US. So, and Canada. There's also a Google Canada. So if you pull up each different country's Google, you can see different articles about cross stitch, about what people are doing in different countries. So I've started doing that at lunchtime at work, because it's a really good stress reliever. I'm telling you, cross stitch saves my brain every day, whether I'm stitching or not. So anyway, I bought this book. It's called The Stitch Book. Over 120 Counted Stitched Techniques by Jane Greenough. And it's new and revised, hard anger chapters included, and it's by the Cross Stitch Guild, and they sold it to me, of course they did, for £13.99, which turned out to be about $26 with postage. It's totally worth it to me because, as I said, I'm trying to expand my horizons, right? I'm trying to learn new techniques. I'm trying to learn different styles, somersault stitch, double tied hem stitch, zigzag hem stitch, dove eye stitch. These are all hard anger stitches. There's a whole section here in the back about hard anger stitches. There's stitches around that you might see in various sampler patterns. Pekingese stitch, the pin stitch, three-sided stitch, three-quarter stitch, woven wheel stitch. Look at that, right? So I really like the queen stitch. That looks difficult, actually. I've never done anything like that. I'm very interested in expanding my horizons and doing different kinds of stitching. Yes, I can whip myself through. Oh, look at her. Isn't Jane pretty? Jane Greenough, there she is. Look at her. What a sweet face. Aw. Had to show you Jane. Isn't she sweet? I don't know anything about these people. I read articles online, and I read Lord Libidin, and I read other people that talk about different kinds of things, and it really piqued my interest, and I thought, you know what? I have a disposable income just for cross stitch. I am a very blessed woman. I have the abundance for this. I'm going to buy it. And I did. So 4th edition, brand new. If you too have the ability to either look this up online or get it from a Stitchy library somewhere, or maybe you want to invest in something like this. It's small, it's pocket size, you can carry it with you. Some of the other stitch books I have, some of the giant history of embroidery books, or they have stitch like, they have this in it, but they're large and they're hard covered and it's hard to carry them. The beauty of this is that it's got the spirals and you can just flip it open, right? You can just work on it and put it in your purse. It's purse size. So I just thought that was a wonderful thing, and I wanted to show you that. The next thing I wanted to show you is it's a beautiful pattern I got from the Ukraine. This is Abris Art, handmade in the Ukraine, DIY cross-stitch kit. Again, I went down the rabbit hole on Pinterest, and I saw this kit, and I thought, I just love this. And I am happy to support artists in Russia and Ukraine, because cross-stitchers are cross-stitchers. It doesn't matter if their two countries are fighting. We can still support people who are trying to be gainfully employed in both countries. And I do have Russian patterns. I have RKO kits in my stash, but this one was from Ukraine, and it's just so pretty. I was actually thinking about maybe doing this on a tea dye as well, but maybe just on white or a blue. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, there's the close-up. Isn't that lovely? Right? Ah, lovely, lovely. And then it comes with colors. There's the color palette. And it tells you about different fabrics you might want to choose, or the back stitching and how it looks. It's in English on the back, as well as it looks like Russian, German, French, Spanish, Portuguese, yeah, all these different Italian. Yeah, it comes in all of these different languages. It's pretty exciting to get something like this in the mail. This feels really special to me, so I wanted to show that to you. Another thing I recently got from the Ukraine, from an artist in Ukraine, and I know that you've probably seen this on other channels, but I was very, very thrilled. It took a while to get them, but I love them so much. I also would like to do more. I have perforated paper, and I have Christmas kits for perforated paper, and I also have Mill Hill kits for perforated paper that I would like to do also this coming year. And one of the things that I got from an artist in Ukraine are, and I'm sure you've seen this before, I'm going to unbox it here in front of you. It's from a company called Wonder Stitch, and this is their card. They have a little note. Thank you for choosing to shop with us. Our small business is dedicated to the art of cross-stitching, and we're passionate about what we do. It says this card's reverse side, you can find our pattern, the traditional Ukrainian cross-stitch, an ancient code used to encrypt words and turn them into protective charms. We're sending you some love from Kiev, Ukraine, and would be delighted if you would return to our shop again. Our country and us are grateful for your support. That's very beautiful. So that's them. And this is what I got. These are magnet frames. Oh, I just saw this. They gave me a beautiful wooden bobbin, a hand-carved wooden bobbin with their logo on it. Oh, that's beautiful. So these are, look how beautiful they are. These are magnet frames. They're very strong. You put the paper in between. Don't snap your fingers. So that's a small one. Here's the next size, and the small one fits in. So I can, these are easy to store, right? There's next size. There's another size. And there's a larger size. It also pops in. And then this is the largest size. Whoa! Yes. So these are beautifully hand carved. They're beautifully made. The magnets are very strong. You just put your paper in there, your perforated paper in there, and then the edges don't get messed up. And you can stitch away, stitch away, stitch away. I have done Christmas ornaments, Christmas angels on perforated paper before, and one of the things that always happens is you can't put it in a hoop because it'll tear. And you know, a traditional hoop will tear the paper. So you have to do it in your hand, and then the edges raffle, and then they get all bent, and then it's a mess. What a genius thing to create. Clip, done. And then I can hold the edge of this and not, I'm so excited about these guys, and I waited a long time for them, and so they are here, and I'm very, very grateful they are here. And thank you to Wonder Stitch in Ukraine, Kiev. If anybody knows how to get in touch with them on YouTube and say thank you, just say this is an American who is very grateful for your talents. I've bought other scroll frames from this company as well, and it just feels like it feels like Christmas. When I opened this up, it felt like Christmas morning. It's very, very special. So again, yeah, if you have the income and you can invest in something wonderful that will help other people as well as you with your perforated paper stitching, there you go. So I'll put that there. Two other things I got in the mail. Oh, where's my card for this? One moment, please. Okay. I know that Sarah, the Northwood Stitcher, came back from a retreat and she showed this, and I fell in love with it, and I was going to give you a demonstration. I can't find my... Nope. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, I want to give you a demonstration of this. This is such a cool thing. Stephanie from the New England Stitcher has made not only a ruler with all of the different counts of fabric that you can, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It has the inches here, but it also has these little edges so that you can use your floss for, like I showed you, my stitch cards, my stitching boards, what am I calling it? Floss racks. That's what I'm calling it. So floss racks, right? I could just do this, clip it, and then all of the floss will be the same length, and I can OCD myself into my floss racks. Yay! Okay, so that's cool. And then, and if you want to know who she is, it's the New England Stitcher, right? You can follow her on, she has an Instagram and a Flosstube. Anyway, her name is Stephanie, and she's wonderful, and this is hers. Now, I was playing around with it. So here's a piece of 18 count fabric, which I just happened to have put here. And if I get up here close with this, you can see that how this is so genius what she's done with this. Because you put the fabric right up next to it, and literally you know which count the fabric is because the count of the fabric matches the lines on the groove. So I know it's hard to see, but every single box fits in 18 count. So I know this is an 18 count piece of fabric. So if I lose my piece of paper or I don't know what file it's in, I just pull it out here and go, I wonder if it's 18 count, if it's 14 count, and you can see it will match up perfectly. And if you have any doubt that it's 16 or 14, nope, you'll see it. It looks perfect. Even on the linens, and I've tested it on the linens. The linens are a little more sketchy, but mostly they fit. They absolutely fit. And look how tiny the linen marks are. Can you see that? I don't even know if you can see how tiny the linen marks are. There they are. Look how tiny those linen marks are. 36, goes all the way up to 40. And they're absolutely perfect. When you check them on Irish Linen 40 count, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this so much. It's very, very beautiful, and I will treasure it and use it a lot. Believe me. The other thing that I thought was fun was while I was waiting for Stephanie to, I'm going to put this back in my fabric box here. While I was waiting for Stephanie to send me this, I also went on Amazon. I went on Etsy or Amazon, one of the two, and I got another floss gauge for wrapping and stitching for my floss caddies, right? And this one has 3 different sizes in one. Isn't that fun? So you can do an 8-inch, a 10-inch, or a 12-inch wrap, and then snip for whichever one you want. I think the 12-inch one turns out to be 24 inches long, but when you double it over, but let's say you're doing, some people do parking method for their full cross stitch, for their full coverage cross stitch, especially when I look at people in the Heaven and Earth Designs Facebook page. They do, a lot of them do parking. I am not able to do parking. I get lost. And I think I have to just slow it down for my brain. I'm good with one thread at a time, one color at a time, and I'm good with tying it off. That's how I did Eden. And I figure if I can do Eden that way, I can do all of my full coverages that way. But I understand why it's kind of cool to have a longer length. If you're doing parking, you kind of want something that has 24 inches and that you can, you know, do a section and park it, right? You want to be able to park these things, and it's easier if they're all on one length. So maybe something like this would work for you. Maybe you would like something like this if you're doing that kind of work. If you're doing something with silks, I don't know. Silks are usually on the little bobbins, and you don't really need something like this. But if you're using like say DMC, that it comes in those 4-yard skeins or whatever, it's really easy. It's exciting. So between this and Stephanie, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm feeling very, very grateful and blessed. The last thing I wanted to show you, which is kind of a stashy thing, that my stitchy friend Karen, who's on my she's on my Zoom group. We call ourselves the Stitching Tatas, and Karen is one of them. This is genius. Absolute genius. Let me show you what's inside. I got the lemongrass flavor. It's hand lotion. Okay? Now look at this. There it is. Oh, and it just fell out. So this is it. It's a little bar. And here's how easy it is to use. You don't have to wet it. You don't have to wet it. You just do this. That. Put it back in the tin. Oh my goodness, you guys. My hands have been dry all day. Probably because I've had to wash them because I've been crying and snotting all day. But anyway, there it is. Now, I have dry cuticles when I stitch, and I'm always like picking at my nails a little bit when I'm stitching. But this has helped me not do that. Look how moist my hands are now. It's great. It's really great. I want to put it all over. That is my little bit of haul for this week. There you go. And I'll hold that again. It's called Time Farmers. Times Farmers. THYME Pharmacy. MAFARMACY. Right? High Time Pharmacy. And they have different flavors. I chose the lemongrass just because I love the smell of it. It really calms me down. My polyvagal system just goes, ooh. Okay. You guys, I think this is enough out of me for today. My spirits are lifted. I always have so much to show you. And as I have cleaned up my stitchy room and started new whips, and I have a whole box of things to show you, and everywhere, all over this craft room, and we'll get to it in the future videos. I want to thank you very much for spending time with me today. I really, really appreciate all of your kindness. I appreciate your emails. I had a viewer who wanted the 2 needlepoint chairs that I showed a couple videos ago, and I sent them to her. I hope she's enjoying them. And I hope whatever you're stitching is bringing you peace and comfort and filling you with loving kindness and joy, because you deserve it. We all deserve it. We all deserve a place that is our refuge and our respite. And I think for me, that's cross stitch. And sharing time with you has been very much a respite and a rescue for me today. So thank you for that. And I will finish as I traditionally do, with metta. And if those of you that want to join me, please feel free to join me. This is the lotus flower, which means without mud there is no lotus. So we always come from the earth to the flower of our hearts. And I say to you, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy and healthy. May you be free from suffering and sorrow. And may you know joy. Thank you very much from the depths of my heart, from one stitcher to another. Thanks for joining me on Stitch Therapy. And if you've made it this far, feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see me next time. And feel free to leave any comment you'd like down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing from anyone who has anything to say. Peace to you. Be well. Until next time. Bye.